Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and we are going to talk about a story that you are not going to see in the mainstream media, that is not going to be hyped despite having all the hallmarks of one of those stories that is both unbelievable and rife with violence. And let's be honest, that's usually what the media gravitates towards. Now, why won't they gravitate towards this one? Because it doesn't sell the type of narrative that they are constantly trying to push. And one of those narratives, to me, in the backdrop, subliminally, is that crazy no longer exists. Crazy is not a thing. There's always more to the story, and usually there is either a racial or politically ideological or gender specific, right, reason for any of these large scale events. And I'm here to tell you that is just bull. This one will also dispel the mythos that the only people that seem to kill people in mass randomly are white males. I think that is also a dangerous thought to have in your head. But yet, it's what's propagated in the media. Now, I've now read through this entire article. I've watched the videos that were put out by the monster behind me. And yes, he is a monster when you find out what he has done and how random these acts were and how they were not based in race, but really based in a person that had completely lost it, that should have been on law enforcement's radar, and really was, that he had been arrested many times over and let go many times over, okay? And that we need a police force, that we do need human beings in uniform so they can take on the bad guys. And there are bad guys. I get it. Everything's not black and white. There's a lot of gray area, a whole lot of gray area. But in this particular instance, when you see this, it is really just over the top. All right, before we get there, you're watching us live and free and exclusive over on rockfin.com because we're fully demonetized on YouTube. We do this at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. I'm glad you're joining us. Yesterday we had the great Whitney Webb on there, and she did a bang-up job. The whole interview still live and free here on Rockfin, where I broke it up and put some of it over on YouTube. Guys, I need your support. If you can, $5, $10, $15, large donations. That's how we keep up with these many videos a day. You know, we did Mixed Martial Mindset yesterday. I was thinking about doing this video yesterday, but honestly, I got burnt out, and I just wanted to spend some time with the girls while they played some Wii and sit back and enjoy myself. Guys, you can check out all the documentary films for free in the playlist section over at the YouTube. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. I know at least Shade is here on Rockfin. I will have to look to get the other three on Rockfin if they're not already there. Although I do believe I did an entire watch along with Loose Change Final Cut as well, which is very similar. It's with my commentary. Make sure that if you're not subscribed to YouTube, you get over there, you do subscribe. And there it is.
The transatlantic partnership was never just the foundation of our security. It was the foundation of our way of life. It was forged an experience of the most bitter and anguished kind. Out of it came a new Europe, a new world order.
So, you know, that's Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and it uses that terminology throughout, because obviously right there, Tony Blair not really referring to a global governance, but when he talks about Europe, he talks about the transatlantic partnership, he talks about a new world order, he does mean stepping towards those goals. So please, if you haven't seen Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, one of my babies, you can check me out on Rockfin, sign me out over here on this end, but rockfin.com/Jason Burmis, and I know a lot of you are Remember, for the $9.99 premium membership, you get everybody's content, including my own, and it helps support us all. All right. So I was thinking that I was going to read the article before showing you the videos, but now I feel like I'm going to show you the videos before I read the article. Because this man killed 4 people, okay? And he's wounded at least 3 others. He went on a rampage in Chicago, randomly giving out blessings and death sentences and streaming it on social media. You see? Social media wants to demonize other platforms. You know where he wasn't streaming this? By the way, it was on Facebook, I believe. It wasn't on Parler. And again, it's not like I'm trying to endorse Parler, etc. I'm just letting you know that there are a different set of rules for them rather than us. Okay, so before I read, the horrific actions that this person took against other human beings because of what I believe to be severe mental illness, okay, and the need for a police force, and there's that person here. I'm going to play you the string of videos that he streamed.
To get somebody by themselves. I'm looking for somebody by themselves. You know what I mean? Walking to their car. Could be this guy. It might be this guy. I might jack him. No, he look like a problem. He look like a problem for me. I don't need no problems. Y'all look at this guy. He look like he'll be a problem. No music. No music. Just it goes to where I'm a spin seat. I don't need no seatbelt. I don't know. I'm coming, girl. I hear you. Check this out. I'm going around getting my and my death sentence at the same time.
So listen, guys, I'm going to continue on. But obviously what you see here is a mentally ill person. All right? Crazy exists. It existed before the internet. It's going to exist long, long, long into the future.
Depending on who it is. I know if you really love me or not. Once I got that hidden agenda that was trying to use me, I got something coming for you. I'm ready to drive past and say, I'm gonna just blow up the whole community. Y'all can start over here. Homies, all y'all. Go in the gym. Don't got no record, dude. Who am I? Oh, you can't see me though. I got both my eyes closed for you. Oh my God, this look like the fella. This look like the fella I'm looking for. He's sitting alone. He's a Chinese guy.
He's sitting alone, and he's a Chinese guy. Okay? That's just mental illness. And, I just want to point out, he does some people want to now call it, it's clearly, like the all-seeing eye, 666 symbol that's out there. But, some people would say that's a white power symbol or whatever. To me, that just shows, again, how much this person has lost it. So I'm going to read through what he did. And again, this is why we need police. And quite frankly, why you would hope that there would have been a quicker police response to stopping actions of murder, of heinous murder that was being, his journey being streamed along. All right? He's shooting people in the head, guys. This is disturbing. I'm warning you. And again, where's the mainstream media coverage? I saw local news outlets in Chicago covering it, and that's about it. A gunman was shot dead by police after they said he went on a shooting spree around the Chicago area overnight, killing 4 victims and wounding at least 3 others. The shootings began in Chicago on the south side at the 5300 block of Southeast End Avenue around 1:50 p.m. local time, that's Central Time, on Saturday afternoon, when a suspect identified as Jason Nightingale, 32, opened fire on a 30-year-old University of Chicago student while he was sitting in his car, killing him. The deceased student has not been identified publicly, nor have any of the other shooting victims so far. But you can, again, you watch the videos he streamed and listen to what he was saying, and clearly this is what mental illness looks like, okay? It is with great sadness that we inform our community that a current student of university was shot and killed this evening in a parking garage of the Regents Park apartment complex at 5035 Southeast End Avenue, the school said in an emailed statement. According to the Chicago Tribune, Nightingale next turned his sights on an apartment building at the 4900 block of Southeast End Avenue. Once inside, Nightingale allegedly shot a 46-year-old security guard for the building, who later died at the hospital. He proceeded to walk into the building, and I think she told him he had to leave the building, and then he shot her, a neighbor told ABC7 Chicago. All local stuff. So then she began to run out, and he shot her again. She was a good person. She had 2 kids that I know of. Oh. He also shot a 77-year-old woman on the right side of the head while she was retrieving her mail. She's in critical condition at the hospital. This is a hard one, guys. About 45 minutes later, Nightingale found his way through the back door of a different apartment building at the 5500 block of Southeast End Avenue, where he took an elevator up to the 19th floor. Once there, he saw a man he knew because a relative of Nightingale's once lived in the building. Okay? That's kind of how he knew the area of the building. Nightingale pushed the man into an apartment and forced him to surrender the keys to a red Toyota, which Nightingale then took off in, police said. He drove to a convenience store in Brainerd at the 9300 block of a South Halstead Street, which he attempted to rob around 3 p.m. During the robbery, Nightingale shot and killed a 20-year-old man and shot an 81-year-old woman in the back and the neck. The woman was taken to the hospital, where she is currently in critical condition. An hour later, Nightingale was in the Washington Heights neighborhood in the 10300 block of South Halstead Street, where he allegedly shot a 15-year-old girl in the head while she was in a car with her mother. She was also taken to a hospital where she is in critical condition. My God. Nightingale next believed move was to return to the area of the convenience store shooting, where police were investigating the incident. Nightingale opened fire on the police but did not strike any of the cops, who declined to return on fire. The trail goes cold on Nightingale from there until 5:35 p.m. when shots were fired inside a CVS in Evanston, which is located about an hour drive from Chicago. Okay? Think about how much havoc this guy wreaked. Nobody was hit by a bullet inside the CVS. Nightingale then ran across the street to an IPOP, where he allegedly took a woman hostage before shooting her in the neck. As I was parked over here by IHOP, there was a body over here shot up on the ground, witness Israel Lopez told ABC7 Chicago. It's just disgusting. WGN News reports Brana Tumulty updated her condition on Sunday morning, tweeting, "Now hearing the woman who was held hostage and shot in Evanston has passed away." So now that would, ugh. The woman's death has yet to be confirmed publicly by police, but she would be Nightingale's 4th victim. After the IHOP shooting, Nightingale ran east into a Dollar General parking lot, where he was shot dead by Evanston police during an exchange of gunfire. There was an exchange of gunfire. I'm not sure who fired first. Who cares? Officers were wearing body-worn cameras during the shootout. So this is a guy who became a serial killer in an afternoon. Because crazy exists still. And you got to wonder if he was all meted up on top of it. Who knows? None of the officers were hurt during the final shootout. The police officers come out here and put their lives on the line every day, Chief Cook said. No motive for any of the shootings has been released yet. Nightingale was charged with domestic battery cases at least 5 separate times over the past 10 years. Okay? Think about that. Though each charge was eventually dismissed. Now, again, if that were it, maybe. You could say, oh, well, who knew? Give me a break. ABC7 Chicago reports Nightingale had previously been arrested for numerous crimes, including drug and gun violations, criminal trespass, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, theft, domestic violence, and reckless conduct. Guy had a rap sheet a mile long. But they want to profile regular American citizens as domestic terrorists. Think about that. Think about that. This guy should have been on everybody's radar, and he just caused a mass act of heinous random violence against people. He'd also posted a series of disturbing social media posts, at least one showing him with a weapon. We went over those social media posts. My brother was not and hadn't been in his right mind for a long time, a person claiming to be Nightingale's sister wrote on Facebook, according to the Chicago Sun-Times. My condolences to any families affected by his mental break. On LinkedIn, Nightingale listed various occupations as a janitor, a cab driver, and a security investigator, though the owner of the security firm had no recollection of him when asked by the Sun-Times. And that is a little bit odd. And somebody pointed out that he has the badge on his on there. I mean, that could be a number of things. Maybe he did work there. Maybe he didn't work there, and he just got a shirt at a thrift store or something. And just that guy has a LinkedIn on top of everything also seems bizarre. So anyway, we report on it, and we try to do so in a non-biased manner. And once again, I think that because this doesn't fit the narrative, again, of something that is like motivated by race or motivated by some conspiracy theorist, right, or a QAnon supporter, it's not going to be all over the news. When, you wonder why this guy, A, was walking the street, B, still had access to weapons against, after all those charges, and what we would have done if there was no police. How would this have actually ended up? It ended up terribly, but could it have been worse? The guy's on this, shooting spree for 4+ hours. It's nuts. So guys, thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Remember, we do it live and free over on rockfin.com, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Make sure to make the free account if you want to support me there. Great. The GoFundMe link is down below. Check out all the documentary films. I love you, and I'll see you on the flip side.